Hi.
Yeah? Can't you not even?
Hi.
Okay. So, Hilchos Beis Habechira, so in Perek Dalet, the Rambam starts, it says, I was talking that it was Evan Ayisim Menachos B'Kedesh HaKadoshim, and that's what the Aron was, and then he carries on, the Rambam says, Beis Shabana Shleimus HaBayis, the other Shaseifi L'Charev, Bona Bei Mokem L'Gneis Bei Aron L'Mata B'Matmenius Amukis V'Akalkalis. So that's so he Yoda Shaseifi L'Charev. Shlomo HaMelech already Yoda when he built Beis Rishon, Yoda Shaseifi L'Charev. He knew already that there was going to be Seifi L'Charev, and he built Matmenius Amukis V'Akalkalis. Now, then he says Vayeshiyahu HaMelech Tzivuk Nazev V'Makom Shabana Shleimei. So Yeshiyahu HaMelech put it there, and he brings a pasuk, and brings a raya, and then he brings the pasuk that what happened at that time when Yeshiyahu put the Aron in the Matmenius Amukis V'Akalkalis, and then he says another thing. But Av Urim V'Tumim Shayu B'Bayis Sheni Lo Yeh Meshivim B'Ruach HaKedesh. He also Urim V'Tumim also was no Ruach Lo Yeh Meshivim B'Ruach HaKedesh. So there's a few shaylas of it. The first shayla is B'Chlal. What's Maida Hava? The Rambam's Sefer Halachos Halachos. So why the Rambam is saying something which is V'Avar B'Chlal and also Sipra Dvarim? What's the Negei the Ganze Mai? So why is it? It's like a Sipur. Also, what's the Negei the Indian of Urim V'Tumim? What's Urim V'Tumim is in Hilchos, has to do with Hilchos. It's not to do with Beis Habechira. It has to do with the Hilchos. When he said the Ma'aseh of Esas the Godim, which is not in these halachos b'chlal. So what's the Indian in them? So let's understand this b'hakdim b'chlal. This is the beginning of Perek Dalet. The Rambam is Perek Aleph and Beis. The Rambam speaks about the Klei HaMikdash, about all the different Kelim. And then in Perek Dalet, the Rambam speaks about the binyan hamikdash, how the whole binyan was, and all the caseless and everything, the whole binyan with all the pratim. So this is the beginning of Perek Dalet. The Cheda, this is part of the Klei HaMikdash. It has nothing to do with the binyan, actual binyan. So from this, obviously, is a raya that the Rambam holds that the Aron is it's not one of the Kelim, it's actually part of the binyan. It's also V'duyek in the Rambam in the beginning of Perek Aleph, the Rambam says about about the Kelim, and the Rambam doesn't mention the Aron over there. So the question is, why did the Rambam doesn't mention the Aron? So the Muslim Zogan that the reason is because he holds that it's not part of the Klei HaMikdash, it's part of the binyan of the Beis Hamikdash, and it's because there's a famous machlekes, but actually it's not really a machlekes about the binyan of the Beis Hamikdash. What's the main the binyan of Beis is that there should be Hashras Hashchina. Hashras Hashchina is bein badi ha'aron. So that's why it's not that's the whole purpose of the Beis. Even according to Shittas Rambam. So b'meila, according to this, that the binyan of the Aron is part of the Beis. It's not in a nesef that the Klei HaMikdash, rather it's part of the binyan itself. The question is, how could it be that in the Beis Sheni they didn't have this? The Beis Sheni, it was chaser in the binyan of Beis. The binyan of Beis wasn't there. Then, the pasuk says, "V'neyadati elach hashama." That Hashem says that in the Meisha Rabbeinu, so there was chaser. It was like the chayra, there was part of the Ikar Beis that was missing. So this is the whole reason why the Rambam is bringing this all arichas to explain to you that it's not what happened is that he says, Rambam says that Yada Beis Shabana Shleimus HaBayis V'Yada Sheseifi L'Charev. He knew already. Shlomo HaMelech, when he built the Beis already, he knew that Seifi L'Charev, and therefore he built this makim in Matmenius Amukis V'Akalkalis. So what does that mean? That basically that means to say that it's not pshat that Shlomo HaMelech he could have he got let's say a civil from the Eibishter to build, besides building the Kedesh HaKadoshim, also to build another place. And Lav Davka he would have known at that time. The Eibishter didn't tell him why he needs to do that. That's not true. But why did it negate that he had to know? Because there's a din that you need by Kiddush B'Shas Binyan. At the time of the Binyan, there has to be the same kedusha. You have to have the Shema type of thing that the Binyan of Beis Hamikdash has to be built the Chatchila in a way that you know that the kedusha is over there. So that's why Shlomo HaMelech had to know at the beginning the Gesefei L'Charev. He knew already at the beginning that this is not gonna the Kedesh HaKadoshim which we have now is not gonna be there like that for Leilam Vod, and there's gonna be another place. So the B'meila, this place which he built Metmenis Amukis V'Akal Kalis is already had the Chalais, so to say, of the Kedesh HaKadoshim as well, and that's also why he brings the whole Indian of Yeshayahu HaMelech. Yeshayahu HaMelech, it says Yeshayahu HaMelech that he put it in this makim in this place where Shlomo HaMelech built. So what's the whole point of bringing Yeshayahu HaMelech? Yeshayahu HaMelech at the time of Yeshayahu, it wasn't time of Churban. Yeshayahu HaMelech was before the Churban, and that's actually also he brings the rayas from the Pesukim. He says V'yemer leLeviim avinum l'chol Yisrael akdeshim Hashem Tnu is arena kedesh b'bayis hashabana shleimah. He brings, this was the Diyak Eloshin, Tnu, it's not pshat that less Bereda because there's a Churban, because we want to keep, in English, to preserve the Aron, B'meila, you have to put it in this place. No, pshat is that L'chatchila b'shas Abinyan, Shlomo HaMelech knew that Seifi L'charev, and B'meila Yeshayahu HaMelech, at the time when he saw it, it was the right time, he said, Tnu, that you should put it in the place which was already set up. But Beis hashabana shleimah. But Beis has this meaning to say that it's part of the Beis Hamikdash. And that's also what the Rambam brings at the end, the Indian of the Urim V'Tumim. The Urim V'Tumim. What's the Indian of Urim V'Tumim? Urim V'Tumim is the same thing. Urim V'Tumim, you have we know that the part of the big dekuna is that you have to have Urim V'Tumim, and it has to be Shleimus. That's part of the Shleimus. If it's missing it, then it's puzzle. So what's the right? Rambam says the af Urim V'Tumim shai v'Bayis Sheni lo yim Yeshivim Baruch HaKedesh. What's lo yim Yeshivim Baruch HaKedesh? What b'meila v'as? The point is, just like we say by the Aron, that even though that there was a time that the Aron wasn't Begoli, and it wasn't in the place where it was Begoli, nevertheless it was still part of the Beis Hamikdash, because Shlomo HaMelech built this place that was going to be part of the Beis. The same thing by the Urim V'Tumim, even though they weren't Meishiv, so there was Chaser to say in the Gilui of the Urim V'Tumim, but nevertheless they were still there. So there was nothing missing in the Binyan Beis Hamikdash. So this is also this is the word, the sikkum. So the shaila is given. What's the reason why the Rambam brings the whole arichas? And the point is that the Rambam is answering how it wasn't chaser in the binyan Beis Sheni when the Aron wasn't there. How could it be that the Aron wasn't there? So the reason is that Beis Shlomo knew himself that Shlomo HaMelech, when he built the Beis Hamikdash, this was part of the Beis Hamikdash. There was nothing missing. And that's why the Rambam brings the whole arichas and the raya from Urim V'Tumim. Also, so this also brings out that the Indian of the nitzches of the Beis Hamikdash. We know that there's something in the Beis Hamikdash which is, it has Indian nitzchi, that it's not only that it's pshat that there's, we know that the Beis Nitzchi, or the Beis Nitzchi, we also right beginning, at the beginning of the Aschala of the Beis Hamikdash, already then there was already Indian of Nitzchis in the Beis Hamikdash. Yeah. Ad kan.